this, if I'm troubleshooting stuff like that, I get really easily. Well, annoyed is one thing. It's that feeling of like, I don't want to do it, but then because you're here, it feels like it's like, well, it's sort of like this. I can't find the word, but it's basically this. Well, like someone that's patient, that it allows me to like remind me that I can be patient too, if that makes sense. It's like this reminder, if that makes sense. I actually find it really enjoyable when I'm troubleshooting this with you. And yeah, I guess it's that's the topic of patience and really, realizing there's not much to it. Like I can just troubleshoot it, like
Yeah, there's no problem at all. We're just having fun here.
yeah.
There's technical issues that can come up. There's issues with the body. You're sniffling right now.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
It's what do you call that? Mm. Yeah, I think it's just the conditioning where it's like, technical issue is quote unquote annoying, and so quote unquote I can stop doing that, whatever, like but I know that's not really not true at all. Actually, like you said, it's quite we're just enjoying it. And I found that to be true, like when I'm doing that, I was kind of just sitting here and it's like, this is actually very okay. This is kind of nice, just whatever happens kind of thing. But, in a sleep, well, a lot of times in daily life, that half the time was not my experience, where it's like actually very, very unpleasant, very, yeah, yeah. So the feeling was most of the time is unpleasant as opposed to pleasant when it comes to minor hiccups like this. I kind of want to talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not even a whole lot to say there other than just enjoy the hiccup,
Exactly, that's true.
enjoy the sniffling.
Mm.
Of course, there are things that we can do to get the body more comfortable. There are things we can do when we're solving tech issues, make it an easier process.
Mm.
One thing that we can practice and play with is pay attention.
Yes.
Look at that sniffling and how it's happening. When we're handling a tech issue, watch what the computer is doing. Read what the error is. Look at the log, the debug log.
Mm.
The same thing is true with the body. Look at the messages and the signals that the body is giving.
Mm.
One thing you had said when we looked at the debug log that was coming from your computer is, wow, that's long.
Mm.
And computers, similar to bodies, have tons of messages they're sending,
Mm.
even when they're not doing much of anything at all.
Mm. That's very true. It's also like the attitude influence the perception. Like so if I have attitude of like, oh, this is annoying, and the long message will look really annoying, right? If the attitude is this is okay, the long message is like just a bunch of messages to look at. It's okay. Like
Yeah, and the none of the messages are worth getting upset over.
I agree.
And most of the messages don't really mean anything at all.
That's true. That's true. It's like in this body, the sensation, the feeling. It could say a lot of stuff, but it's sort of like there's only a few importance to it, right? Most of them can be like I said, paying attention, just looking through it, and it's like, yeah, this is okay, that's okay. Sometimes just only a few key points. Is that how you see it? I don't know.
We can put it like this. We don't have to take the messages so seriously.
Yes.
It's not really an issue of whether or not the message itself is important or not. It's just that let's say the body is saying, "Oh, it's really hot today. It's really hot."
Mm.
Uh,
Yes.
there's multiple things that can be done there, right? We can go take a cool shower, drink a cup of ice water. We can slow the breathing. We can fan ourselves, right? Um, or we can just enjoy the body being hot.
Mm.
But you can see with each of those, none of them are a big deal. Drinking a cup of ice water isn't a big deal. The point being made here is that we can have an effortless attitude to the point where taking a cold shower pretty much feels the same as doing nothing at all and just sitting right where we're at and enjoying the body being hot.
Mm.
That makes it to where, oh, okay, it doesn't matter so much if we take a cool shower or if we just stay here and hang out.
You know, like just now when we are like when you're helping me troubleshooting the OBS, this like well, yeah, because usually typical me would start getting flustered and stuff. But
Well, what we
like
can
you
do is we can stop
Mhm.
caring about
Mhm.
if our troubleshooting or if our fixing of things
Yes,
actually solves anything.
exactly.
Because that's
Mm.
where a lot of the frustration comes from. It's that we think, oh, if I can just take this cold shower, then I'll be
Mm.
cool for the rest of the day. And if it's a really hot day, that's not really how it works.
Mm.
We take the cold shower and then an hour later we're hot again. The same thing
Yeah.
is true with computers. You fix an issue, and that doesn't mean, oh, the computer is going to be bug free for the rest of eternity. Things fall apart, they break down, they need repairs. But if we stop worrying about, stop fretting over, stop having anxiety about, oh, this needs to be fixed, this body needs to no longer be hot, this computer needs to work correctly. If we stop having thoughts like that, and instead have thoughts, oh, we're just having fun here. Having fun taking a cool shower, having fun slowing the breath, having fun playing with the computer. It's worthwhile to develop that enthusiasm. That way, the whole process is a joy. The process of looking at the messages that the body is sending is joyful. The process of making a decision of what to do once we've seen or heard that message is joyful. And then the process of seeing the next message is joyful as well. Oh, the computer's still not working. Yippee! Now we know that what we did didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Or now we know that taking the cool shower just cooled us off for a moment. Happy to see that. There's no fail state. There is no failure.
I think it's also very beautiful that while you're helping me to giving me suggestion while I'm troubleshooting, it's like it was just this effortless reminder, as simple as it sounds, that this is okay. Like it's nowhere to be, nowhere to rush. That kind of thoughts. It really helps. It's helped so much. I was remembering the wisdom from the practice, and I could remember it right now. That sort of thing. It's like, yeah, I guess when I'm by myself, sometimes some of the old habits are still coming back. So in the heat of the moment, it's kind of the mind is pulling two different directions, and it's nice to just have a friend remind me, just this is okay, like stuff like that. Uh,
Yeah, oftentimes the old habits, the old messages that come up in the mind are just, again, the result of being dissatisfied, uncomfortable, not at
that makes
ease.
sense. That's true.
So even those old habits, those old messages that are unwholesome, we can be happy to see those too.
Yeah.
Thank you for pointing out there's discomfort here. Let's get comfortable. Let's breathe easy. Make peace with the body. Let's make peace with those messengers instead of trying to fight them, wrestle with them.
They have a saying, right? They have a saying, don't shoot the messenger, something like that. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I heard recently that the word angel isn't so much a type of being, it's actually a job. So a heavenly being that has a message to deliver, their job, the job of an angel. An angel is someone delivering a message. So if we can see all of these messages coming from the body as just little angels, then the whole body really does just feel like heaven.
It makes sense. What's
Again, we don't have to put those messengers in charge.
yes. Yes. You used to tell me, who's the boss here, right? Um, is it also wholesome to just realize there's no boss? It's like, you know, sure, I
Yeah,
don't really
sure.
get. Mhm. Yeah,
I mean, we don't really even need to worry about who is what,
that
or
makes
who
sense.
is who.
Hmm.
The computer doesn't ask, who am I?
Yeah. Hmm.
And in the same way, we don't need to ask, who am I?
Hmm.
In fact, who am I is really an unwholesome thought. It's the unwholesome thought of wanting to figure things out, of wanting to understand things, of wanting to know how things work, instead of just enjoying things as they are.
That's true. So, I woke up this morning. Lately, something that I talk about a lot back then was a lot of time when I wake up, there's this unexplainable stress, no matter how I put it. It's usually only in the morning. And I guess because of the practice, the way the reminder, waking up has been very joyful lately. Uh, can immediately realize I'm already in paradise. Yeah, it's really nice to wake up with wholesome thoughts.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, I bring that up because this morning when I wake up, there was some distress, I suppose. But then I was like, it took me a while, and then I realized, hey, oh, it's okay. It's nice to see you. You're trying to tell me something. We can handle that. And then it goes away. I mean, even that, my interpretation of the messages is wholesome in itself, right? I'm
Yeah.
not.
I mean,
Mm,
the morning stress is just often pointing to there's some sort of discomfort there in the
mm,
body. There may not be enough air that's getting into the lungs. The body may be resting in a comfortable way.
Mm.
We spend a lot of time talking about having wholesome thoughts. But the reason to have those wholesome thoughts is to help clean out the mind so we can more clearly see what's going on with the body.
Yes.
If we're overwhelmed with unwholesome thoughts, we can't see the body clearly. It's like there's all these unwholesome thoughts that are in the way.
And when the body gets comfortable, it also helps the mind to see itself clearly. At least that's how I see it.
Yeah, of course, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, like in this practice, the better, well, the I don't want to use deeper. Maybe I just use better. Uh, somehow it helps me see how weird some of the things I used to want. It's kind of funny. Like I have this like, oh, I want to go to a beach, right? I mean, let's put it that way. I have to pack my bags and go very far, and just to feel a sense of relaxation. But actually, I can feel it now. Uh, I guess because of that, it's like a lot of the things that I used to thought that is necessary becomes not that necessary. I mean, I will still do that, but it's like it's not necessary.
Yeah, that thought of I want to go to the beach is again just pointing to there's discomfort there, dissatisfaction there. So in a way, we can be glad to see that unwholesome thought. Oh, thank you for pointing out there's discomfort here. Let's get comfortable. Let's practice taking it easy. Let's practice having wholesome, happy, joyful thoughts. Let's bring peace to the body, the mind.
It's a conversation I had with I had with Patel weeks ago. We were talking about like uh, well, basically something about phone, like technology usage and stuff like that, and how he was talking about getting this stuff away, like this phone. At least for him, because he's a monk, right? He's not much uses. Putting it away for uh, in his swat, which is an hour away from his kuti, and only go for it like maybe few times a week. Has make the practice so much joyful. Uh, I bring this up because I was thinking about how, in a mundane sense, in a mundane way, it's like putting the phone away and putting the phone away uh, as much as possible, and it's really helpful. I guess the question is like either a supramundane way, or you could say the wholesome thoughts in a way. How would that look like? Like, kind of tell myself, hey, I don't need it right now. Do you think that's the way? I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, sure. Can enjoy what's already happening.
Hmm.
Don't need to keep adding to it.
like Dhamma said yesterday about I don't know what something about watching entertainment and stuff. Like you can already enjoy the show right here. I guess he was pointing to like looking at reality through your own lens and can have fun here. Wholesome way.
Yeah, I'd almost point to it in a similar way to, there's these rich people that go to wine tasting events,
Mm,
and they'll practice enjoying wine. So
mm,
they'll swirl it around in their glass,
mm,
put it up to their nose.
mm,
I don't know too much about how it works. I've never been to one, but
mm,
I know they'll take
mm,
just a little bit of wine,
mm,
swish it around in their mouth,
mm,
spit it out.
mm,
They'll really get into just enjoying a small little bit of wine.
mm,
And when these wine tasters meet someone who doesn't have doesn't have a taste for wine, they'll say, "Well, perhaps for you it's an acquired taste." They'll say the same thing about coffee or beer. And so what we're developing here, what we're practicing here is let's develop our taste for reality. Let's develop our taste for these messages that the body is sending.
mm,
Another one I would point to is spicy food. Of course, living here in Thailand, I meet a lot of foreigners who say, "No, I don't like spicy food." When the truth is, they haven't spent too much time really tasting and trying, developing their palate for spicy food, getting their digestive system used to eating spicy food. That sort of thing takes time. What one can do in that sort of circumstance is they can eat one chili a day,
mm,
then maybe two chilies a day. And then after a while, spicy food isn't really all that bothersome anymore.
mm.
But that's what we're talking about here, right? Is becoming unbothered by whatever comes up in the body or in the mind. And not only becoming unbothered, but becoming enthusiastic. Oh, so happy to see that thought. So happy to see that there's effort here. So happy to
Mm.
enjoy some spicy food.
Mm.
Or the sip of wine.
It's almost like, to put it in another way, it's like the practice of enjoyment again and again. Um, like sometimes I know when I'm really mindful, a glass of water is like the best thing in the world. It's just kind of like almost like sipping wine in a way. It's like,
Yeah, it can taste even better than the best wine.
mm, yeah.
It really depends
So,
upon
mm,
the it really depends upon the one tasting,
mm.
the attitude.
So sometimes it doesn't
And
happen as, sorry, go ahead.
we can practice that feeling of really feeling refreshed when we drink a glass of water.
Mm,
Same with the breath. We can really practice having refreshing breath.
mm,
And In fact, that's something you do right now. Let's have a really refreshing breath right now.
Mm, 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 mm. I guess it's something I'm still practicing, like enjoying something, well, like fixing the computer and not think so much about the result. Like you said, there's no failure. That's usually like my hard stuck part, like the sticky part, I guess.
Yeah, no failure also just means no goal.
Mm,
Another way Dhammarato puts it is nothing left to lose.
mm. That's true.
I don't care if the computer takes a year to fix. I've got nothing else to do.
Mm.
That's sort of a
Sometimes
joke.
when I wake up, this is a very funny thing. Sometimes it happens. Like sometimes I forgot it's Tuesday or Wednesday, right? And then it feels like Sunday to me or Saturday, and then I feel very joyful, get things ready, step outside, and you know, get ready my day. And hours later, strike me, oh, it's not Friday, it's not, it's actually Wednesday or Tuesday, something like that. And I guess what I'm trying to say, sometimes the practice gets so well that every day feels like holiday, that kind of feeling. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I just kind of say that out loud. It's funny, like it just happens sometimes.
Yeah, happy to hear that.
Mm. I guess it's this very funny reflection of like, how can I feel that more? I thought it's just practice and not think too much about it, but it's funny.
Hey, glad to see that thought of wanting
Mm,
more. That means
mm,
there's dissatisfaction, discomfort here. That means
mm,
there's a lack of peace. So let's practice. Let's
mm,
practice filling the mind up with joy.
mm. That's true.
There's even the Buddha practiced anapanasati.
Yeah. Mm, mm. It really, it's correct. Can't find the word to express it, but it's funny to um what's that word? Ponder, I guess, contemplate maybe on it sometime. But right now, when I really see there's nothing much else to do, I can feel that tension in the mind. It's like, no, that's not true. You have this or that. It's like,
Happy to see
I,
that there's tension there.
yeah.
That that tension's another friendly reminder.
Mm,
Practice taking it easy.
mm,
To practice having a breath that really feels relieving. To have thoughts like, oh, what a relief. Don't need to worry about things.
mm. I think craving is still something that's kind of very present and pushing me sometimes. Like sometimes, I think this is a very nice insight I had was when neutral feeling becomes dukkha, it means that there's some craving happening. There's some desire or something other than this. That's why the neutral feeling doesn't feel pleasant. And
It's okay for there to
mm,
be neutral feelings.
sorry, can you say that again?
It's okay for there to be neutral feelings.
Exactly. Exactly.
Don't need to
Yeah.
be bothered by that.
I guess I was just pointing to that when I'm not okay, when the experience is I'm not okay with neutral feeling, it's usually because there's craving somewhere for me.
Yeah, there's
I
craving
think
to have pleasant feelings.
mm, exactly. But I know from experience again and
But
again, neutral.
we can see even pleasant feelings or wanting to have pleasant feelings is
Mm,
again just another message that there's discomfort, and there's dissatisfaction with the way things are. And so what is that pointing to? That's pointing to, okay, let's take another look. Let's take a look at what kind of thoughts we're having. Let's take a look at the breath. Is the breath refreshing right now? Let's breathe in a way that feels really nice. Are there wholesome thoughts or unwholesome thoughts? Well, let's have some wholesome thoughts right now. Like everything is okay. There's not a thing to worry about.
Like how Dhamma always reminded, at least I heard it, it's like have easy goals in the sense that you can have a nice breath right now, have a nice thought right now. Mm. Like, I know from experience, neutral feeling is really, really enjoyable, but it's not enjoyable when the body is not in comfort, when the mind is, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, even pain can be enjoyable.
that's true. That's really true.
It's just another way that the body is singing, another way the body is putting on a show.
Mm.
We take
Even,
when we take the show seriously, or when we take the pain as being my pain that's happening to me, then we don't enjoy it. But if we can just see, oh, there's just pain there, that's no big deal. In fact, it's nice to see that pain. Happy to see it. Now that doesn't mean that we cause ourselves pain on purpose, but it's just another messenger pointing to what's going on in the body right now.
let's say I have I need to make a call later on to get something done. Then immediately there's a thought, I can't believe I have to do this. That's an unwholesome thought right there. I could see it as a just a message as well. Like, yeah, it's okay. I see you.
Yeah, that's really multiple unwholesome thoughts in one.
Mm.
First, you can break it down word by word. I can't believe I have to do this. Well, the first part that's unwholesome is that you have to do that.
Mm.
You don't have to do that.
That's true.
You made up a story that you had to do it.
Mm.
The other part that's unwholesome is that there's an I there.
Mm.
First off,
Yes.
the you that's there currently isn't going to be the same you that's experiencing it anyways. So you don't need to worry about that.
Can you repeat that? I don't think I get it.
There's not a constant you.
Yeah, that's true.
You may feel miserable about having to do something now, and then when you do it, it's no big deal. That just depends upon your attitude at the time of doing it.
Mm. Like the self is dependent on this attitude.
And then the other part that's unwholesome about the thought, I can't believe I have to do this, is that there's a this done. What you're really saying there is this is a big deal when it's not a big deal. There's nothing to this. This is not some grandiose thing that needs to be taken care of.
Yes.
We can break the mind down and we can break reality down and moment by moment. If there is anything, there's just this moment. So the only thing that is really worth looking at is this right here, right now. Because the truth is you can have the thought, I can't believe I have to do this. And in a way, that can be a wholesome thought. Because guess what? You don't have to do this right now. And you don't have to believe that you have to do it right now. It's something far into the future. So we can say, oh, you don't have to do this right now. You don't have to make that phone call. What a relief. You just take it easy. That's so far away.
That makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, Like if I realize I don't have to do it, it's a lie I'm telling myself. Then when I don't feel stressed and I do it because I just why not? It actually has that very easy going.
So what I like to say is, if you're going to do something, do it with a smile. If you can't do it with a smile, then perhaps it isn't worth doing. That's helped a lot to keep me out of any sort of trouble. So build up that joy first. Build up that enthusiasm. Instead of overwhelming thoughts of dukkha, of dissatisfaction, of stress, of not wanting to do things, overwhelm yourself with thoughts of joy and happiness to the point where you don't even feel like doing anything. Take it easy.
Yeah. No, yeah, this should. Yeah, thank you, Mikey. I need to can contemplate on this. It's just.
Well, you don't need to contemplate on it. You can just do it.
It's so interesting, like there was some discomfort with the neutral feeling early on, and then it goes down, and it's maybe there's still a bit left, and I can just be okay with that either way. Like it's okay, totally fine.
Not even just okay, but be happy to see it. Say, happy to see that discomfort there. Yeah, just a little discomfort. I can handle that, no big deal.
Mm.
That's just another friendly reminder to take them easy. To have comforting breath, comforting, nurturing thoughts.
Kind of funny. I'm not sure why it's funny. I mean, it's funny in a wholesome way. I guess it's a funny of like or relief. It is kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
some call it the cosmic joke.
Mm.
That recognizing that, oh, we really were worried about nothing at all.
Mm. 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 Ah, yeah, it's true. It's really that simple. I mean, sometimes it's not simple because it's like there's ignorance and clouded by not seeing it clearly sometimes. But yeah. Mm. Maybe one
Yeah,
last
can
question.
be
Sorry, go
happy to
ahead.
see that ignorance.
Hmm.
I mean, that's a really wholesome way to handle ignorance. When we do see it, oh, there's ignorance there.
Hmm.
Glad we've caught it. Now we can make a wholesome change.
Hmm. So one last question is maybe it's not question, maybe I'm not sure, but so yeah, this sometimes it feels like I'm in a middle of a fork. I'm not sure if that's a saying, like you kind of like to take left or right, that kind of thing. It's like so yeah, like the practice generally brought me so much joy. But just sometimes there's certain thoughts or action that go against that, you know. And I understand that's just the past messages, something like that. Like it just it's okay. Like you said, be happy to see them. I guess it's just confusing. It's not necessarily like in a not necessarily like in a bad dukkha way. It's just confusing. Maybe you can say confusing is dukkha. But it's just like well like for example, right? Like let's say I'm because usually I like to dance when I'm free, you know. I really enjoy being with my body and all that thing. It really relaxed me so much. Having so much fun. Because I mean partially because of the practice too, realizing there's not much to it and I really just really having fun. But there's sometimes there's this thought like I need to get it right. So so I don't know. It's just weird thoughts of like it's like a promise to myself or some weird stuff like that, you know. And it's funny to see that. It's like it's not necessarily bad or wholesome way in the sense that it put me into dukkha. It's just more like, oh, okay, I can have fun with this. Yeah, sure, let me try to get it right, you know, while getting it happily, whatever that kind of. It's like it's weird. It's like mm, yeah, I'm not sure why. Maybe I'm making a big deal out of it, but it's just funny. This thought come and go. It's like I see it, and sometimes it helps. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's like, well, I just kind of want to have fun right now. I don't really care. So it's like I'm switching, you know, like myself is switching, uh, changing. And sometimes really, yeah, maybe it's nothing much to it. Make it a big deal of it. But I'm using the example because this kind of happened throughout my day, you know. I when I'm walking, I'm having fun, and then suddenly there's some part of me is I want to take it seriously, and then it's like, huh, where did that come from, you know?
Well, can
And
have fun taking it seriously.
yeah, mm, 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 yeah, that's true. Guess I just need to practice more. Sometimes it's
The
confusing.
real question or
Yeah.
the real thing to look out there is, can you be serious and at ease at the same time? Can you be serious with a smile?
Mm,
Can you be serious and continue to have wholesome thoughts?
mm,
If not, then perhaps it's not worthwhile to be serious. What's the most worthwhile is to have wholesome thoughts and to have the body comfortable, to have really nice breath. If there's any goal, there's just that goal. Anything else is secondary to that. It doesn't matter so much. You had mentioned about there being a fork in the road, and the truth is, life doesn't really work that way.
mm,
Yeah, sometimes we have the choice between going left or going right, but you can go right just a little bit and then turn right back around and go left instead. Or we can just sit at the fork in the road and take it easy. Or we can go backwards. The point being, it doesn't really matter so much, and you do it joyfully.
mm,
Again, this is pointing to, if you can't do it joyfully, then perhaps it isn't wholesome to begin with. And we can go to an extreme here. Can you kill a person joyfully? I mean, can you?
I don't think so.
Well, then perhaps it's not worth doing. Now, there are some people out there who are really psychotic and they can enjoy killing.
Mm, That's true. But what would you
But
say to those people? I mean, I'm just curious.
well, what I would
Like,
say to them is that they're not enjoying doing mundane things like drinking a cup of
uh,
water, enjoying the breath, etc., etc. So if they could enjoy those mundane things, like going for a walk in the park, drinking a cup of water, taking a shower, if they could enjoy and be happy with all of those mundane things, then they wouldn't need to go as far as to kill somebody, because that takes a lot of effort, a lot of planning, especially if they want to get away with it.
exactly. And like
And
Dhamma
so
always say, you cannot.
I would
Yeah,
say, well, maybe it's not worth it to kill somebody when you could just stay here right now, enjoy the breath instead.
yeah. Hmm. Or like how Dhamma always say, you cannot get away with it, because it will catch up to you.
That's not what Dhammarato said.
Mhm. I mean, I'm not talking about in the karma sense. I'm talking about the
Okay.
instant. Yeah.
Well, it's what he talks about. I suppose what you're pointing to is what he talks about is when you do something unwholesome, you've already been caught. You've
Yeah.
already, in a sort of way, been punished
Mm.
because
Yeah.
you're experiencing dukkha in the mind.
Mm.
You're experiencing dissatisfaction in the mind before you do the unwholesome thing.
Yeah. But I know this is intellectual because like for psychotic people, killing people is wholesome to them. If you, yeah, I mean that's why you bring out the angle of enjoy simple things, but I mean they are kind of getting away with it because it's wholesome for them. I don't know.
Well, again, the truth is they're not getting away with it really, because in order to go so far as to want to kill someone, there has to be a lot of unwholesome thoughts first.
I agree.
That, and we can sort of scale this back a little bit. The same thing is true with going out to get an ice cream cone. Now,
Mm.
there's not really anything wrong with getting an ice cream cone,
Mm.
but uh, there's still usually some unwholesome thoughts involved there. Like, oh, this isn't good enough. I don't enjoy how hot the body is. I don't enjoy the food that I have at home. I need something really sweet. Thoughts like this. And the reason these thoughts are unwholesome is because they're not really true. It's not true that you need to eat an ice cream cone.
That's true.
But the thought is, oh, I need to eat an ice cream cone in order to be happy. And a more wholesome thought is, oh, can just be happy right now. The breath, the body as it is right now. Can practice getting the body comfortable right now without that ice cream cone.
Mm.
Same thing is true with serial killers. Oh, I don't need to kill someone in order to feel happy and comfortable. I can just practice being happy and comfortable right now. Or for people that smoke cigarettes, you give the example of, well, if you catch yourself in the middle of smoking a cigarette, you can just have the thought, this is good enough. Don't need to smoke the rest of that cigarette. Just throw it away right then and there. Or before even lighting the cigarette, you can just hold the cigarette in your fingers and say, this right here is good enough. So that sort of thing is true with any sort of unwholesome activities or unwholesome thoughts that come into the mind. No, that's good enough. Don't need to think about that anymore. That's good enough. Don't need to do that thing anymore. Whatever it is. Just take it easy now. You don't need to believe the messengers that say, oh, it's necessary that you smoke the whole cigarette in order to be free of stress. Necessary that ice cream cone in order to be happy. What instead we can do is we can say, oh, thank you for pointing out that there's discomfort, that there's tension, that there's stress. Thank you for pointing out that the body is not at ease, that the mind is not at peace. Now we can practice. Practice having happy, wholesome, joyful thoughts, having breath, puts the body at ease. Having breath that's really refreshing. And say, oh, this is nice. Everything is
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, I guess I just have to practice more. Recently, there's a bit of
that
turbulence.
right there is an unwholesome thought. Oh, I just have to
Mm.
practice more. Instead, we can have the thought, oh, let's just enjoy practicing right now.
Mm.
That I just have to practice more is still trying to judge progress.
Mm.
It's still saying, this right here is not good enough. So we can be happy to see that unwholesome thought. Oh, thank you for pointing out that there's discomfort here, that there's dissatisfaction here.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, practice right now. Yeah. Yeah, this is okay. Mm.
Yeah, whatever the mind brings up, always just say, don't need to worry about that.
Just seeing some messages. Yeah, yeah, just seeing some messages. That's okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, there's a lot of messages.
Oh, yeah. Hmm.
uh, well, yeah. I mean, I'm saying this in a funny. I'm not judging. I'm just saying in a funny way.
Yeah,
Where the
sure.
hell it come from? Like where? uh, there's a lot of you guys. Wow. Hmm.
All
All these
right.
sankaras. Yeah.
Well, go practice enjoying the show.
I will. Thank you, Mikey. I'll send
Yeah.
you the video later. Mm.
Okay, cool. Take care, friend.
Okay. Bye.